All right, welcome, everybody. I am so excited today because we have joining us from RingCentral one of the rock stars, Sukandeep Basanti. Sukandeep, welcome.
So much for having me. That was the best intro that I could possibly get. So thank you.
Oh, I mean it. It's just such a pleasure to talk to you, such a thrill too, because this isn't just a random conversation. We're actually talking on the heels of the Citrix Launchpad event, the work episode that is now available on demand for our viewer who wants to see it. And now, Sukandeep, I'm going to start with a word from our sponsor about the Citrix Launchpad event work. It was on October 12th. It closes out the series. Did you know that? It closes out the series with a walkthrough of Citrix innovations that empower teams and individuals to be productive, stay engaged, and do their best work. And that was so relevant to, I think, RingCentral and why it's so exciting to have you on today, because I want to know about RingCentral and what they're doing with Citrix and Citrix Workspace. So Sukandeep, tell me about RingCentral. What's the latest and greatest? What's going on?
All right. So obviously, so a lot of our joint customers work with Citrix's like virtual desktop infrastructure, VDI, as we like to call it.
Yeah.
And that really gives like employees access to all the apps that they could use for work, which is like web, virtual, mobile, SaaS, from wherever they are and whatever device they're using. So RingCentral, on the other hand, is our customers' communication platform, right? So we provide our customers with messaging, video, phone, all in one platform. So all those
Yeah.
three options are essential to today's workspace. And they're even more important in the context of remote work. As we see here, I have my nice Monstera plant behind me, and you have your studio in our remote workplaces. And we don't
Yeah.
have the luxury, remote workers, to be walking to a colleague's desk or joining others in a meeting room to discuss projects. So instead of relying, they have to rely on message, video, and phone. And so
Hmm.
that's what we basically do, and we kind of work collaboratively on that. And our motto is work from anywhere, which is perfect for this live
That
event.
works.
Yeah.
Yeah, that has worked. So am I, tell me when I'm wrong or how off I am to say unified communication. Is that where RingCentral
That's
plays, or am I?
exactly where we are. Yeah,
Okay.
so that's correct. Yeah, and then the way that we work together is that we integrate with partners like Citrix. So
Hmm.
our joint like level proposition is being able to effectively utilize RingCentral as one of those applications in a VDI environment, and we do that
Right.
through our RingCentral app for Citrix integration. So I'll kind of go more into that, later, but that's kind of how we're working.
Well, I think later is now because I want to know how it's working. It's integrating with Citrix Workspace, and I love the motto of work from anywhere because that's exactly what we're doing. I was in a different location last week, and I'm here this week, and maybe I've got a different device at each one, but by using Ring Central through Citrix Workspace, I'm getting the same interface. So my user experience is very similar. And then the networking gives me a great experience, and the security of having it deployed in a guarded virtual environment that the company controls must be an added boost as well. But if I'm not mistaken, if we were to look at that on face value, deploying a unified comm solution like a RingCentral in a VDI, is there a lot of hopping going on?
Yeah, so that's basically what's happening. So the challenge that this integration solves and our partnership really solves is the challenge of optimization, right? So in a typical VDI environment, RingCentral acts as any other application running in a virtual environment.
Yeah.
But the telephony's media streams must make several network hops to really reach the RingCentral service. So think of it as our RingCentral service is feeding on its main server, and then that server is sending information to the main server client that is like, at somebody's office, let's say, which that's what the device, and that then server is basically giving off their feed to the remote device that the employee is working on. So at that point, there's been several network hops to get to the actual device that the user is working on. And this causes like a lot of bandwidth issues, and it really adversely affects like audio quality, making it a super poor user experience. And so what this integration is aimed to do is optimize the audio and eventually video. So with the RingCentral app for Citrix, we establish a direct channel from the remote device to where Citrix is installed and the RingCentral data center. So this like really helps just minimize those network hops. And that way you actually just have a very clean experience while you're in the VDI environment.
Oh, so instead of hairpinning all over the country or even the world, it's a much more direct connection between endpoint where my microphone, speakers, camera is, to the RingCentral server, centrally placed, and then the colleague.
Yeah, so you kind of just skip that connection of the middle, which is the main client that a person might have, and we just go straight to the device. And that way, it's kind of like a very seamless experience, but you're still working in Citrix. So you're still working in a VDI environment.
Yeah. And you get to use, because it's a Citrix endpoint, because it's Citrix workspace, you could literally use a Windows laptop, a Chrome, a Mac OS, a Linux box. It doesn't matter because RingCentral is running in the environment that the user is so used to every day, no matter what device they're on.
Exactly.
Now, I'm going to test something out on you, and I want your not honest opinion because I have very fragile ego. So your nicer opinion, let's say. When I think of comm solutions without Citrix Workspace and all of that hopping around that has to happen, it always makes me think back to when we were kids and we played the telephone game. And you'd whisper something to the person next to you, they'd whisper it to the next person, on and on and on. And then it would finally get back after all of those hops, and it was something completely different. And that's kind of without Citrix and RingCentral in that VDI environment, that's kind of what would have been happening. But now it's that direct connect between the two. So we broke it to fix it. Basically.
So in a way, like if we didn't have that, I wouldn't be able to hear you right now, right? Like I'd be like, what is he saying? It's like broken up. It's like back in the day when we had to get the card to do international calling, like one of those issues. Not living in the 21st century.
Or the dial-up modems and all that screeching and clacking.
We don't want that.
Yeah, but now it's such a seamless experience and so secure and so flexible, and RingCentral and Citrix work so well together. Okay, so give me a meaty customer story, something, you don't have to say the name, but just a scenario, a use case scenario that really kind of made you say, oh, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, so basically, the thing is with this type of integration with customers, it's kind of the same story, right? The story is their entire workspace after COVID had to go remote, right? They had to switch the entire organization into a remote workspace, and 40%, 50% of organizations have VDI. And they have VDI environments, and especially enterprise companies, right? Because they can't really go to each employee's remote device and update all their software and all of that. So it's just better that they have VDI environments for that. And so the problem that was happening was once they went remote, they had RingCentral, they had Citrix, and they were having the hardest time communicating and collaborating, and especially internally and externally. And so once they actually had this integration come into place, it was a seamless experience, like you said. All of a sudden, their remote workspace and their remote lifestyle that they had to adopt within overnight, as we know, it became a lot more seamless, and it felt like, okay, they can do everything. They have the updated software. They have everything that they need. And on top of that, they can collaborate internally. They can talk to their clients externally. They don't have the need of like that their phone system is just completely messed up. Because if you can't talk to the person that you need to properly while you're remote, you can't get anything done. And so that was one story, but it affected, everybody. So that's the story of everybody, right? So, yeah.
Yeah. And I imagine, and tell me if I'm wrong on this one too, but this must have a big play in call centers
Yeah,
or
huge.
contact centers.
Yeah, huge play in contact centers. RingCentral also offers our own contact center, but it's huge in terms of phone, right? Like contact centers need to talk to clients, like I said, they need to talk to their customers. Phone is so essential to that. And not being able to have the good audio quality or having bad bandwidth issues is one of the most annoying things that somebody could face while going through their work day. So,
And that contact center is often like the first impression of that company. And if that is a negative experience because the contact center employee can't get that seamless experience that a Ring Central on a Citrix workspace would offer, that's a bad first impression. I know about bad first impressions. Trust me.
hey, we're doing pretty good here right now.
All right, Sukandeep, I got a question for you. Oh, I'm going to come at you from left field. This is the crazy question of the day that I ask everybody. So I want to bring you back to Sukandeep in middle school. What did she want to be? Like, Ring Central may not have been the dream of that young Sukandeep. So
What
what
do you
was it?
mean? I literally thought I would be working at RingCentral as an eighth grader. I'm going through a lot of eighth grader issues. Um, But yeah, so I guess when I was that age, I think I honestly had no idea. I just knew I was going to be a good student, and that's all I knew. And then as I got going, so funny, I was in psychology, and I really enjoyed shopping. So it was two things where I was like, let me see like how psychology can influence customers to shop more, and that kind of goes into marketing, does it not? So I kind of put those two together, and here I
There you
am.
go. There you go. The roots were established
Our
way
roots
back
are
then. Young. Yeah.
capitalism.
There you go. Me, I was going to be a music teacher. I was all
You
about the music. And
honestly,
yeah,
you have your mic, you have your headset. I think you're almost there.
there you go. There you go. I just got to, like I said, warm up the vocals. All right, Sukandeep, I'm getting the wrap up from our executive producer, but I can't let you go without knowing, because we have that listener, like I said, in Weehawken, and they want more on Ring Central, Citrix. They're big Sukandeep fans. Where are we pointing them?
Yeah, so the biggest thing to point to is our if they want to get the integration, they just have to go to the RingCentral app gallery. They just go to ringcentral.com/apps, type in Citrix. First thing that comes up is RingCentral app for Citrix. They put us get it now, and that's all they have to do.
There you go. Easy as can be. Easy as can be. And the citrixready.com marketplace, and so many places that they can get that information. And don't forget, you can still catch on demand the Citrix Launchpad work episode available at the link that you find below. So this has been such a great episode, Sukandeep. You're such a natural at this. I hope that I can persuade you, bribe you, coerce you to come back and join me at some other point. And
I'd be more than happy to. This was so much fun.
this was such a blast. So, all right, everybody. Until next time, we'll catch you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.